5 days. It took 5 days for House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy to say something about what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. 5 days? And I know you weren't waiting around to find some way to say to say that you condemn it, because I know Congress, even the Republican Party, even better. You guys went after Al Roker for a photograph the second it came out. But it took you 5 days to tell us. Matter of fact, this is what Kevin McCarthy said, and this is on his Twitter page and his website. And I quote, "Mary Jean is wrong, and her intentional decision to compare the horrors of the Holocaust with wearing masks is appalling. The Holocaust is the greatest atrocity committed in history. The fact that this needs to be stated today is deeply troubling." Now, if you had said that and stopped right there, McCarthy, I could have said, okay, you waited a few days, but at least you got some points to make up. But then you had to continue talking and made this into an us versus them, left versus right bullshit. He goes on to state, and I quote, "At a time when the Jewish people face increased violence and threats, anti-Semitism is on the rise in the Democratic Party and is completely ignored by Speaker Nancy Pelosi." Ignored? You mean like you ignored every single damn thing that Greene has done while in Congress? How you ignored everything that she is doing, that she did before she became a congresswoman? Are you talking about that ignoring the fact that she harasses Democratic congresswomen? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is just to name one? Is that the kind of ignoring you're talking about McCarthy? And he ends his statement with this: "America must stand together to defeat anti-Semitism and any attempt to diminish the history of the Holocaust. Let me be clear. The House Republican Conference condemns this language," unquote. So you condemn language when it comes to anti-Semitism, the perceived anti-Semitism you see as, but you're not going to condemn Greene? Why is this woman still in Congress? After everything that we know about this woman, after everything we've seen about this woman, why is she still a congresswoman under the GOP? Why? Because you're afraid to pull her out. You're afraid that you're going to lose votes. You're afraid you're going to lose money. And more importantly, you're afraid that you're going to lose your endorsement from your master, Donald Trump. This statement is a bunch of BS, in my view. It's completely hollow and completely misses the point. Now, there is anti-Semitism in the Democratic Party. I fight against it. And I know a lot of people who do as well. When are you going to fight against it? When Greene said that the fires in California are because of Jewish space lasers. Jewish space lasers. What did you say, McCarthy? You didn't say shit. What did you say, Republican Party? You didn't say shit. You just let her run off at the mouth and let her talk. And that was after she lost her committee assignments. See, we're not the ones who are anti-Semitic. You got anti-Semite in your midst right now in the GOP. Her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you have done nothing to stop her. Nothing. You have no balls to stop her because you're worried about how your voters are going to feel. You're worried about Big Daddy Trump. Yesterday, I told you you had a chance of growing your balls back. You lost your chance a long time ago. And as for you, Greene, resign now. Trump ain't going to come to save you. And as for you, McCarthy, Don't run for re-election. Because every time, see, right now, we in the Democratic Party, we who actually believe in this country, we need to get ourselves together and start fighting back. 2022 is not too far away. We need to start reminding people what the Republican Party now is. The party of the stealing of civil rights, the party of fascism, the party of lunacy, but most importantly, the party of Donald Trump. That should be an easy task for all of us at this point, considering what we're seeing from the Republicans now. And right now, we need to make sure that everything we say about the Republican Party is traced directly to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right now, she's the standard bearer of the Republican Party, just like Donald Trump. And just like Trump, she will fall. The last thing I want to talk about, obviously, today is May 25th, 2021. Exactly 1 year after the murder of George Floyd by disgraced police officer Derek Chauvin. Now, I've been watching a lot of specials today on CNN, ABC News, and the question that keeps getting pushed out there is, have we made progress when it comes to policing? I would argue that we did, that we have. But I saw a quote today that really touched me in a very unfortunate way. That when injustice is so ingrained in society, progress takes time. We have made slow progress, but not enough. More instances of police brutality against African Americans, unarmed African Americans, are still on the rise. And the only people, the only people who are trying to do anything about it were called terrorists or thugs, criminals, anti-Americans. Today, a guy tells me that, a man tells me that we're holding George Floyd up to be a poster boy. We're not holding up to be a poster boy. His murder shocked an entire country, an entire world, actually, because this has gone global. Everyone in almost every country is saying his name, George Floyd. Now, you can call him a duplicitous scumbag all you want. However, that does not give the right for a police officer to cross the line and murder him. And that is what we saw last year. Now, people want to get angry at me because I'm screaming for police reform. This shouldn't even be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue if the police would do their jobs and stop acting like they're judge, jury, and executioner. But apparently, it's not going to stop until we make them stop. It's unfortunate that I had to take the murder of George Floyd to affect real change. But society has always had dramatic examples to shake people out of empathy. And George Floyd's murder has actually exposed the racism that we have in this, that we still are dealing with in this country, regardless of what Tim Scott, the Republican poster boy for African Americans, has said. Regardless of what Candace Owens, the conservative black darling, has said. In the end of the day, George Floyd was murdered. Derek Chauvin killed him. Derek Chauvin was convicted for that crime. And the people who keep screaming for him to be retried because they think that he wasn't given a fair trial, you are part of the damn problem. He doesn't deserve a retrial because the evidence was heard, seen, and talked about. And now he's about to go to court again for violation of civil rights, which he's going to lose. Again. One year ago, we all watched a black man being executed by police officers. Here we are 1 year later, and nothing has changed. Regardless of the executive order that Donald Trump held up and posed like he was a Playboy model, nothing has changed. Now, I have great hopes that President Biden's agenda with policing will succeed, especially since he has the backing of Floyd's family. But I don't see it changing. Cops are still going to be the nightmarish thugs that they want to be. People are going to still see our black skin as a threat. Changing has to start within, and people like Chauvin, like those who support him, like those who support the killer in Chicago, the kid who went across state lines, shot 2 people, murdered them. They will not change. They don't want to change. They don't want unity. I had a very interesting conversation with our old friend. He says that we in the Democratic Party, we don't want unity. Of course we do. Of course we want unity. We want this to stop. But as long as you support police officers like Chauvin, then it becomes a problem, and we can't have that kind of unity. How am I supposed to have unity with someone who supports my murder? Today I heard a kid, black kid, 13 years old, thinking he's not going to survive to 18 years old. Because every time he's worried that a police officer is going to kill him, not the neighborhood, not black on black crime, not the gangsters, a cop will kill him. Why? Because he happens to be black. This has to stop. And right now, the Republican Party, who are just dead set against changing police tactics, their supporters, the Trumpers, they don't want it to change. And we know why. I think this generation has a chance to change the world. But we have to do the work for it. We can't get discouraged every time some Joe Blow on Facebook calls us thug, terrorist, drug dealer. Even though people like me, I've been called, in the last 4 years, because of my black skin, I've been called everything in the book. I've been accused of being a drug dealer, a baby rapist, a baby killer, and a terrorist, all because I was black, because I'm black. That kind of mentality is never going to change. Not even with a simple conversation. It's never going to change with these people. This generation has a chance to be that change. Don't miss it. In the name of George Floyd, don't miss it. In the name of the victims of police brutality that are mounting and mounting every day, every year, don't miss this chance to be that change. Because we do, nothing will change and more lives will be lost. Thank you for listening. I'm CTP, know the truth, God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.